Let's give it up for our next TED-like talk.
That was a lot of hype. I'll try to live up to it and not bore you. So yeah, thanks a lot. Looks like a full crowd here. So thank you all for joining. So I'm Prashanth. I lead some parts of Google Search along with AI. So previously I was at Microsoft and a few other startups that were working on B2B, SaaS, telecommunication, and so on. So that's a quick background about me. How many of you have seen this somewhere on social media? AI won't replace you. Someone using AI will. Okay. How many of you are tired of this? Right? Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, this is the exact crowd that you need. So today's takeaway is going to be AI with people, not at people. So I want to tell you how we can design and use AI that will empower and collaborate. Yeah. I'm going to talk about how we can use AI to empower and collaborate with people, not going against them or working against them, right? So that is the takeaway for this. So we'll start with that. So we will see how UX will play a role in an AI-powered world, which is like rapidly moving in these past years now. AI has been around for a long, long time. So if you have seen or used Google search suggestions, or maybe use Netflix, or the DeepL translations that you get, or maybe the Roomba robot that you use in your homes, right? These are all already having some parts of AI inbuilt into it. So the Google search suggestions, they are not merely just suggestions, they are predictions for your typing. So we are predicting that you're going to type something even before you start typing it. So that is basically an AI capability. And the thumbnails on your Netflix account, right? So they keep changing based on your profile, your viewing history, where you are accessing it from, and so on. And that is totally personalized for you. Every thumbnail on every movie recommendation that you see, it is all AI. And DeepL translations, they were machine translations earlier, but now they are all AI powered. And Roomba, where it kind of maps the whole house and tries to clean it all by itself. These are all based on AI capabilities. So there have been a range of AI that is impacting people and processes in the past. There are a lot of these which even I don't know of, but they have been there for a long time in the world. They have been implemented here and there in a lot of applications, product, your day-to-day life, but you have never seen that. But recently, in the last 6 months, the use of generative AI among the knowledge workers, right? So the white-collar jobs or people who work in the software industry, it has actually doubled. So we have like 75% of the knowledge workers who are already using parts of generative AI or parts of AI in their workflow, in their products, and everywhere. But still, there are a lot of people who are feeling threatened about AI. Like they say that AI might take my job, or somebody who knows AI might take my job. Like, why are people actually threatened by AI? There is this cycle called hype cycle. It was invented by Gartner. So every technology, when it triggers, it goes through a huge peak of inflated expectations. Like we think that AI can do all of these things. Like it's like a magical experience. It can do A, B, C, and so on, right? So that is where we are at right now. The whole world is at right now. We are at the peak of inflated expectations. And then there will be a drop for every technology, and then there will be like a trough of disillusionment where people understand that this is not very magical. This is not going to be a life-changing thing. And then it takes a steep of enlightenment where people understand its capabilities, its pros and cons and stuff like that. And then actually, the products and the companies and the teams will start building products that are really useful for them based on the technology that I have found out. So that is where the plateau of productivity happens, where you will be seeing more and more useful AI products in the future, which will actually help you do things better, and it's never going to take your jobs. So this is the cycle that always happens. So there is always a potential new technology that comes into the world, and then there are a lot of problems along with it. Like the problems could be inaccurate information, inappropriate data. There is a lot of bias, harmful content, copyright issues, bias, discrimination. You would have seen a lot of these things in OpenAI, in other companies too. So So when this happens, that is where UX has this golden opportunity where you will be able to help users actually understand this potential new technology and bridge the gap between these problems as well as the people who are trying to use it. So with every new technology, we are getting a lot of big problems, but there is also potential for huge solutions. So people are excited about AI, but they don't always understand it. So that is the problem that a lot of companies are facing, where they are like merely taking AI and they're just implementing it in all the existing products without even knowing whether people want it, even people understand it or not. So this is causing a lot of issues for product teams because they don't necessarily understand what users are trying to do with their product. What tasks are they trying to do? What AI can do to help their tasks be completed faster? Do they even understand how AI works in the product, or how much they know about what they're doing? So we are going through a transition right now. So we are moving from a traditional UI to an AI UI. So in traditional UI, what happens is like you make apps and websites and products, right? So what happens is you build UI for all the permutations and combinations and conditions that the users can do, right? You have drop downs, you have filters, you have tables, you have menus to click, you have options to do and everything. So the UI is a lot, but you have very less context of what user actually wants to do. So if you go to Amazon, the only context that you give to Amazon is that what you want. So you don't know. I think it's moving. Sorry, yeah. So you give very, very less context to Amazon that, I want black shoes. That is pretty much it, but nothing more than that. But when you're transitioning towards this AI UI, what is exactly happening? You are getting a lot of context from users. Like users are telling you that, generate an image of a lion that is wearing a metal, dress and in a Tokyo city with a neon backlit. So you get so much of information, but the UI that you're going to design is very, very less. So the UI part is getting slow, it is getting smaller or shrinked, and then the context part is getting huge. So today we're going to just see some of the capabilities or methods and best practices that we have used, we have implemented in some of our flagship products for designing and with AI responsibly. So we kind of came up with a lot of principles and frameworks which we thought we could tell, but I think because of the time constraints, we will try to shorten this into just 5. So these are the top 5 things that really helped us build some great products in a company. So we will see one by one with a small example, and then I'll also give you a real-time example of what it is. So determining AI adds value or not. So this is the most critical part. Like people don't know whether their product needs AI or not. So AI is good at many things, but it's worse in a lot of things. So it's not accurate. It's not going to be cost effective. So there are so many cons for it. So make sure that your product that you want AI to be inside, make sure that it actually needs AI for it. So if you're just going to have like a standard set of recommendations for all types of users, AI is not the part that you want to build into. So AI has very good things where it can give you specific recommendations to specific people. It can understand natural language processing. It can help you make better decisions. It can do very predictive work and so on. But if you're not doing all of these things, then I think you should find something like a heuristic-based model that will be even more effective for you. So understanding whether your product needs it or not is the first step. The second one is setting the right expectations to the user. So if you're building an AI product, don't tell them that this is like a walking encyclopedia in your pocket and you can do anything out of it. Like you have to be very, very specific about what it does and what it does not do. So for example, I've just taken a screenshot of like, let's say a plant ordering app or a detecting app, right? So this is called PlantPal. So PlantPal, what it does is like very clear. Like I'm saying that this is going to be helpful only in some parts of America. It can help you detect like 400 plus species, and that's pretty much it. We're not going to say that we can do like whatever plants that you show us. We can like anything under the sky is something that we could detect and so on. So don't make people expect more from your app when you know that this can go into errors and problems. be accountable for errors. So AI is very, very probabilistic. It will throw a lot of errors. So make sure that you are catering to all the error scenarios that the user might take. So here there is an interesting case where, let's say, you are trying to scan a plant and know what it is, right? So instead of just giving them that, hey, I'm not able to detect the plant, please try again later. That's a very, very generic error message. Instead, tell them that, hey, these are the 5 closest matches based on the look and feel of it, and here's what we're doing. So there is some way for users to get out of it rather than just be blocked just because you're using a new technology. The fourth one being make it safe to explore. As a new technology, people are very, very scared to explore it. So always give them reversible actions. Like here, we're clearly telling them that if you toggle the switch on, we'll be able to give you more specific information based on your location. And it's a toggle, so people can always switch it off. So it's always safe for them to explore this and understand what it can bring to the table when you switch it on. So you're making it very, very safe for the user to explore it. The last one is anchor to familiarity. So we always have this notion where we are building something new and exciting, and what we do is like we overdo. We kind of make it very, very jazzy with all of colors and animations and motions and so on, which actually puts off the user. So whenever you are trying to embed a new technology, make sure that your UI is still familiar, anchoring to familiarity. Unlike here, where I'm trying to do a very fancy picker of floating bubbles where it just moves around your screen and you can just pick your preferences. So no, let's just use the traditional method where you have tiles with all properly labeled stuff where users can know that what they are choosing and so on. So this gives the safer spot for users to understand that this is not going to be something drastically different, but it's just going to be an enhancement in my existing experience. So these are the top 5 things that really helped us. So this is our AI overviews that you have already experienced. I'm sure a lot of people would have already seen on the Google search platform. So I'm going to map all of these 5 things here. So the first one is determining if AI adds value. So if you have seen search, we don't show AI overviews for all types of queries, right? We know which one makes more sense for you, which one actually enhances your experience, and that is where we trigger it. We don't do it for all types of queries. The second one is setting expectations. We're clearly saying that this is generative AI is experimental as a tagline, so people are not over-expecting that it has to be 100% true. So make sure that your expectations are set with the user so that they're not disappointed when it is throwing an error or when it is like performing very badly. The third one is to be accountable for errors. Again, we are always not 100% sure whether you need an AI overview. Maybe just the blue links could do. So we have a way for users to trigger it whenever it does not appear for you. So this is an error scenario, and then we also show some error scenarios like we can't show you AI overviews for the search at all. So there are these scenarios where people are also informed that it's not going to always work, but we always have a way for you to go back. The fourth one is making it easier to explore. The blue links here, it's always safer to explore. So this is not going to be the only result for you. We always have your traditional blue links for you to go back to and go to your favorite website if you're not happy with the AI overviews. So we are always having it very safely for users to explore the rest of this page. Anchoring to familiarity. So we're not introducing a very, very weird new pattern to display the corroboration links, like where are we taking these information from, right? So we are still using the same sort of a link and snippet based approach where you have the link, you have a metadata, it's all boxed, it's all like very, very primitive that we already used in search. So people are familiar that these are all site links that you have taken this information from. So anchoring to familiarity makes users feel calmed about any new technology that you introduced. The bonus one is that always have a way for users to give you feedback. Feedbacks give you more about what users are expecting and what you are delivering. That will really help you make your product even more better. So responsible AI as a whole is like the work of the entire team that touches all the various roles in the company. So it's not just UX, it has to be also the engineering manager, it also has to be the product manager, program managers, and everyone on the data science team and everybody. So responsible AI is going to touch every part of the organization, every role of the organization, and it's going to affect the entire product cycle whenever you are trying to implement it. So that is how you build a very, very responsible AI that is going to help users in the longer run. I'm just going to close this with the thought from some famous person. So the most profound technologies are those that disappear. So like what I mentioned earlier, so you would have seen a lot of AI work on, the Google's type ahead, or, the Netflix, Netflix thumbnails, or, the translation models and everything. So they're always something that just disappears. They weave themselves into the fabric of everyday's life, and then it becomes like indistinguishable. So now, whenever you type something on Google search, you don't feel that it's like very, very odd, right? So it's very, very natural for you. It has been a part of your life. There are a lot of people who use it for various reasons, like, just knowing the spelling of a word, right? So you just go and start typing it, and then we give you a result that, hey, where are you trying to type this, right? So it becomes a part of your life. So all these profound technologies are something that will just get weaved into your life, and AI will be something like that in the future. So yeah, thanks a lot. That was for this time.
Thank you so much, Prashanth. Are there any questions you guys want to ask him?
Hello, sir. This is James from Light and Wonder. Do you suggest any AI tools for the UX designers?
I think tools keep changing. As I already mentioned, AI is a very rapidly evolving technology, right? So I personally don't suggest any tools for designers. So there are a lot of plugins that you can use in Figma to enhance your workflows. But I think Figma is there today. It might be something else tomorrow. So I don't really recommend any tools. But I think understanding what AI can do and cannot do will really help you if you are really working on that space. So for UXers, I think any plugin that can help you make your prototypes faster, make your generative work faster, make you better graphics and whatnot. So I think those should be really helpful for you.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Yeah.
We have another one.
Hi. I'm curious to know as to how the user research went into designing for AI systems, because since it's an early stage technology, users' expectations might also be that early, right? So how do you set that expectations right? How do you benchmark against something? So when you're coming up with that product and when you're doing that initial user testing, how do you actually do that, right?
It's very similar to a traditional research process. So we kind of try to find people who are interested in this space to explore them, and we try to do a very closed space UXR with them to understand how they expect this product to function with AI. Like any product, like it could be Google Maps, it could be GPay, it could be Slides, Docs, anything. So we just take the power users, because power users are the ones who are open to explorations. So we try to find those power users of those products, and we try to first experiment with them, understand their needs and what can be made better. We always have a backlog of things that we want to do, and we were not able to do because we did not have this technology earlier. So they were all backlogs. So now that this is there, we have a lot of space to explore and make things faster. So we kind of tell them that we can do all of these things. Do you prefer? So those kind of conversations go, and then once we understand their needs, we make sure that we build something that is that is helpful for their workflow. For the power users. So if the power users are using it, then I think we will start making it even more easier for the other users to follow on. So that is how we at least start anything that is new on a product.
Thanks for that.
One last.
Hi, thank you for this talk. This was very insightful. So I have a question I wanted to ask. The first point that you mentioned, determine if AI adds value. Just wanted to ask, what would be certain factors? Because essentially, unless you put it, apply it, and experiment with it, you won't know whether it's adding value or not. You won't have metrics. What would be some clear-cut indications that you should not probably go for AI in a particular sector?
Yeah, great question. So AI is good at a lot of things. Like I already mentioned, it's very good at understanding the natural language. People speak to it and it understands you in the way you speak. If you want to predict future events, the weather forecast, or maybe a stock, whatever. So predicting future events. Or if you want to, if you're okay with it not performing very, very accurately, right? If your if you don't want a lot of precision and recall, right? So those are the things. If you're not okay with it, then I think AI should be a good way for you to test out your feature, because these are things that AI might not be able to do. It might be able to do. So if you're okay with having like a less precision and recall, if you're okay with if your feature needs a natural language processing understanding, and then if you want to predict future events, if you want to personalize results for every user, these are the things that AI is very good at. So it can give you different results for you, different results for me, different for somebody else, and so on. But if you don't have all those things, then I don't think AI would be a right candidate for you to build that feature. The feature can be built in any other technology. It can be like a heuristic-based engine. You can just say, anybody who enters Amazon who's of the age of 20 to 30, show me these results. Beyond 30, show me other results. Beyond 40, show me other results. That is a very basic rules engine that can work. You don't need AI to build that. But if you're like very, very specific, personalizing the homepage for you and me and other, like, based on where you're querying from, based on where I'm querying from, based on my past activities and so on, that is where AI is a very good candidate for you to do it. So, and if I'm like going to use a voice-based input, where you have to understand my, natural language, or something like that. But if you really want to have like a very, very precise, accurate information all the time, AI is not a good candidate, right? It will not, because it's very, very probabilistic. It's not going to be 100% accurate, or the precision and recall is not going to be 100% all the time. So in those cases, you'll definitely know that this is not a good candidate for you. You will find a different way to accomplish the feature in the product. So, yeah.
Thank you so much for the
Thanks, everyone.
amazing talk.